Hi guys, it's Abigail again. So this is the second video in the series of how I traveled from London to Ghana just by paying £100. I'm going to link up the first video somewhere here on the screen so you can watch it if you haven't watched that yet. This is the second video on how to get more points on your British Airways Executive Club membership for almost free, if I can put it that way, or to get those points without doing too much. So I'm going to focus on British Airways Amex card today. You can get points by having British Airways Amex card. Now there are two main cards that you can get. The first one's here, the black one, and the next one's here, the blue one. Those are the two main British Airways dedicated Amex cards for collecting points. How do you go about this? So if you were with me in the video from that I posted last week, you would see that by now you have an Avios account, you have a British Executive Club membership account, and you start getting emails from British Airways in your ads. So like they'll send you email ads like you've got a subscription. If you are not getting that coming in, please go and subscribe to their email newsletter so you can start getting these emails coming in, because that's where they put in all these points and how to get these points. So because I'm interested in getting these points, I actually sometimes skim through these emails. I just don't delete them or ignore them whenever it comes from British Airways, because through that I've been able to get 70,000 Avios free. Yes, I'll say that again. Through that, I've been able to get 70,000 Avios free. Cool. So they will start sending you emails with promotions. They'll say, hey, get an Amex card and double your points from maybe 20,000 to 60,000. Get an Amex card and do this. Get an Amex card and win this and win that. Do not consider these as spam. You need to check what works for you. Now, there's so many terms and conditions in these emails, or even when you decide to get one, and you need to read the details to the core before you sign up for one. This video is not sponsored by them at all, and I'm not advising that you go ahead and get a credit card. You need to do your own research to see whether you're eligible for a credit card before you go and sign up for it. Now, my point is, if you are eligible for a credit card and you want to sign up for it, you can get these points by using British Airways Amex card. So initially, I got the blue one. And the blue one, from what I remember and what I did at that point, for every £1 spent on the card, you get one Avios free. But before you can start earning these Avios, when you sign up for Amex and they say, hey, yeah, you're good enough to get a credit card from us, you have to go into the app and talk to them. So you have to go to the chat button and say like you have a problem or a query. And then when you start chatting to them, you tell them that you want to link your British Airways Executive membership points or a membership to your card. And then they'll take your details. So they'll take maybe, I think, your membership number and stuff like that. And then they'll now link it so that anytime you spend anything on your card, you're going to get an additional points for free. So when I did this, what I started doing was, when I go shopping, so different from just clicking on the Avios, collect Avios tab in the app, I would also use the Amex card to pay. So let's say if I'm shopping at Holland and Barrett, maybe Holland and Barrett is giving 3 Avios for every £1 spent when you go through their app, the Avios app, to hit buy something from Holland and Barrett. Then I'll use my credit card to also pay for it. So my credit card points that I'll be getting are different from the points I'll get just because I shopped at Holland and Barrett. So I'm pretty much doubling up my points quite quickly, rather than just getting points by clicking on the link through the Avios app. I hope this makes sense. So I kept doing that and my points started increasing more faster. Now, another way that you can get more points is that when you sign up, there are different ways to sign up. You can get an affiliate link or a referral link from a friend. So what I was doing was whenever I had friends move to the UK, I will send them my referral link when they are settled enough to be able to have a credit card. And then you would notice that there are terms and conditions around it. So if the person manages to spend about £2,000 within their first year of having the Amex card, something like that, you'll both get some free points. So majority of the time, the people that come in that I recommend or I give the referral link to, I make them aware that, see, just make sure you don't go in debt. So what I do is every month before my date of repayment, or the date before the interest is going to be charged on my Amex credit card, I pay off whatever bill I have on it or whatever money I've used before they charge me interest. So I never pay interest. So indirectly, if you think about it, this is money I would have paid with my debit card or my other cards that I have, but I'm using Amex to pay to collect the points, and I pay off Amex before they charge me any interest. Sometimes when I know I'm going to forget, I just pay it immediately. I make the expense. So sometimes when you make the expense, it takes a while for it to hit your statement. So whenever I hit the statement, I just browse through my Amex and clear it, so that I don't have any interest earning debt on my Amex card. And then as time goes on, you keep getting these emails from British Airways. So then whatever the terms and conditions were before you signed up, you just make sure you follow through with it so you can get your points for free. And sometimes when you follow through with it and they're not giving you your points, you can go and ask them in the app by speaking to the agents, and then they'll tell you what happened, why you've not got your points, or when your points are going to hit your account. So for instance, let's say you've referred somebody and you've been promised 4,000 points when the person spends £2,000 maybe in the first 2 years. So after the first 2 years, you message your friend and say, hey, have you spent up to £2,000? Can you just double check? And they're like, yeah, I have, but we both haven't received our points. You can just message them in the app and say, hey, we met the criteria, but we've not received our points. And then they'll just tell you, oh, it will take maybe a month for it to hit your account, or this is why there's a delay, or maybe they are now logging it, whatever it is. You just make sure you get your points, because you are spreading the word for British Airways Amex card and you need to get compensated for it. The last one is sometimes they would send promotions in your email and tell you that they will give you 70,000 Avios, and that's how I got the 70,000 Avios if you do something. So in this case, I saw the email that says, hey, if you get the Black Amex, you will get 70,000 Avios if you spend up to this much on your card by using a particular link they put in the email. At that time, I had the blue one. And the Black Amex actually is not free. So the Black Amex, they charged me about 100 and something pounds for the year to have it. But the Avios they give you per £1 spent is 1.5. So indirectly, if I spend £1,000 on the card, I'll get 1,500 Avios points. And so I weighed the amount of free Avios I was going to get. So the email said, if I sign up to the Black Amex, I'll get 70,000 Avios if I spend up to about, I don't remember, it was about £2,000 within a year. And then after that, I will still get my 1.5 Avios for every £1 spent. And the first year was going to be free. So after the first year, I'll start paying £150 a year just to have the membership of the Black card. So when I saw that, I signed up quickly. I spent up to the 2,000, not putting pressure on myself for my daily expenses, where I spend and I pay back before I'm charged interest. I spend and I pay back before I'm charged interest. I think I bought some furniture with it at that point, or I bought a laptop or something. So I quickly got up to the £2,000 that they were saying that I need to spend on the Amex card before I get the 70,000 Avios. And lo and behold, they gave me the 70,000 Avios. So when that happened, I was really excited and I used that for a trip. The other lovely thing that happens with having either of these cards is that they can award you something called a companion voucher when you spend up to some limit on the card. And I want to issue some caution here that Do not force yourself to spend up to that level just because you want these things, because you could end up putting yourself in debt, and you need to do your research to see whether you are in the right place in your life financially to amass such debt. For me, I never got to the point where I had a credit card debt that was being charged any interest. If I'm spending on my credit card, I know I have the money to pay. I have the money to pay by the end of the month so that I'm not charged any interest. If I'm going to be charged interest, I'm fully aware that I didn't pay it off and I'm looking to pay it off later. But every single month, I wipe down my credit card to zero, but I just use it to collect points. So with a companion voucher, you have to read the terms and conditions, and then you'll notice that you can actually get a companion voucher when you spend up to a particular amount in a year. And the companion voucher, I think, lasts 2 years. So what is a companion voucher? From what I know and understand and what I've read on their website, it means that you can buy a plane ticket and then buy for someone else on the same trip, and that other person pretty much pays nothing. But in the fine print, you will notice that the plane ticket fee is what is free, but some of the taxes and like the airport fees or whatever, which is usually baked in the price of the plane ticket of this person who's getting theirs free, is being paid. So let's say the plane ticket is £1,000, so two of you will be £2,000. But then when you pay, or when you get to a point of paying, when you have applied your companion voucher, you will notice that maybe what you're paying is £1,200. So you're like, wait, the other person is supposed to be fully free. Then if you read the fine print, you notice that some of the airport fees and the taxes are not taken account of in the companion voucher. So that part is not free. So it's only the price of the plane ticket itself that's actually free. And let's say if you are traveling solo, what they give you is they get your plane tickets to be half the price you would usually pay, which I think is like exciting. So times when I was traveling solo and I was using my companion voucher, I'll pay half the price because I didn't have somebody else to travel with. So these things are exciting, which gets you to be able to get cheaper plane tickets or even pay almost next to nothing compared to how much it's actually going to cost for you to make these trips. But I will say again, do not get yourself indebted just because you want these points, just because I said it. You want to make sure that you do all your research, you go through all the fine print, and make sure you're getting what you're due, and not at the expense of you getting indebted. Because we don't want you guys getting indebted and you can't pay off your debts because you have a credit card that you're just using to take and collect points. Thank you.